Water Bureau setting up what are essentially pop-ups to help folks stay cool. They are cooling stations that include drinking water and refreshing mist. Isn't that nice? They're set up at 5 city parks. Those are Lentz Park at Walker Stadium, home of the Pickles, the Mount Scott Community Center, the East Portland Community Center, Harney Park, and Glen Haven Park. And Matt is back now. It sounds like it's going to be at least another 2 days before we really cool off here. Is that right?
I think we'll notice a big difference on Thursday.
Okay.
We'll still be around 90, but yesterday was around 90, and it's not that bad. You're in the 80s for most of the day. But today was 96, second hottest 4th of July we've ever had.
Wow.
So that was a cooker, and tomorrow we warm up even a couple more degrees, and then things will begin to back off, and after that we should be done with the 90s for a while. Hey, if you missed the fireworks tonight, I know, David, you caught part of it. I did as well. This is from our camera, our Wells Fargo camera, and here you go in time lapse. Boom,
Oh,
boom.
I love that.
Isn't that fun? Just great to see.
We just saw the whole show.
And that is well, it wasn't the whole show, but it was a good chunk of it. Perfect place to do the fireworks, of course, over the water. I know people were on the Hawthorne Bridge. There were people pulled over on the Markham Bridge. I'm not sure that was a great idea, but people did it. And here's a close-up for you of the fireworks yet again from our Rose City Skycam. So again, kind of fun to see the fireworks in time lapse there. In Portland right now, we are at 78, so just barely below 80. That's close to our average high temperature for the state. 96 was the number. Again, the record was 97, or is 97, set in 1972. Pendleton 92. The Dalles warmer, Eugene and Medford warmer, but pretty much other than those locations, the Northern Valley, the hottest place in Oregon today. Now the red flag warning, the fire weather warning continues for the valleys and the Coast Range. It's not just in the Cascades or in the Gorge. And then the orange area, that's the heat advisory coincident with the fire weather warning here. And then heat advisories down through Lake and Klamath counties and out to the southern Oregon coast. Okay, that's what it looks like on the satellite imagery. Not much. There's really not much to talk about here in terms of cloud cover. There is a weak system here. See the echoes off the radar echoes off Vancouver Island? There's a very weak upper level system that's forming here, and that's an interesting feature because it's subtle. What it's going to do is move on down the coast and then eventually move inland on Friday, and that'll help to cool us off. Also should shift the upper level winds and make them come out of the west and southwest. That'll blow that Canadian wildfire smoke out of here, which is what made it a bit hazy today. Meanwhile, in terms of the gorge, east winds overnight tonight to the midday tomorrow. You can see those arrows blowing from east to west, but notice the northerly winds here and watch the switch right about here in the gorge as we go through tomorrow afternoon. Suddenly, it's onshore flow as we get that push of cooler coastal air coming into the valleys. Even some low clouds trying to make their way up the Columbia River Thursday night and into Friday morning. I don't think we'll see much cloud cover, though, over the next week, let alone a couple days, right? So here we'll put some numbers to those winds. Very light in the morning. See 3-5 miles an hour, but a little bit stronger at Carson where the east winds tend to be a bit stronger. Then suddenly the arrows switch and they're out of the west and it's sustained at 15 in Hood River. That's when I have more concern for the Tunnel 5 fire in the gorge as we get those westerly winds. That's 22 miles an hour, Thursday miles an hour, and this is sustained and the gusts. So yeah, that'll be more problematic. Hopefully by then the fire crews will have it under control a bit more. Here's that weak little area of low pressure moving down Thursday night, then moving inland on Friday. And I don't think we'll see any hot weather again for about a week. It may get warm again towards the end of next week. But other than that, we should be in the 80s, not the 90s after Thursday. 78 right now, freezing level nearly 15,000 feet. The Oregon coast will be warm tomorrow, but not as warm as today. 73 at Astoria and mainly sunny, some patchy morning fog in areas, but that'll burn off. Beautiful day at the beach if that's your destination. Sunny, hot and hazy in the valleys and breezy late as the northerly winds kick in. We'll go 100 in Salem, 97 in McMinnville, and 98 in Corvallis. Up in the Cascades, 85 at Govey, mid to upper 70s at the ski area. So very warm, very dry. Be careful. Anything that can throw a spark, avoid that. Sunny, hot, and hazy on the east side, 96 in Pendleton as your warmest weather is heading your way for tomorrow and into Thursday. Sunny, hot, and hazy in the gorge. And look at the winds, lighten out of the east early, but stronger and out of the west late as we get that switch in the wind direction. Clear tonight for Portland and sunny, hot, and still hazy tomorrow. 98, which will be a record for the day. Then down to 90 on Thursday, then 80s Friday through Saturday and Sunday and into the middle of next week. So yes, it's July. We get heat waves. Hopefully we'll be able to avoid triple digits, but after tomorrow, things will be a lot better.
And that is good news.
Yes, it is.
Thanks so much, Matt.